You tell me when, as soon as possible.
Try to remember what my shirt.
We're at South High School where tonight the Redwings take on Oshkosh North in a Foxford Classic Conference South Division football game. Hello everybody, alongside the coach Chris Wright, I'm Mike Martin. Chris, both teams come in 1-1 in conference. To me, one of the things that should be interesting about the game is South likes to run the ball a lot. Oshkosh North a little more balanced.
Yeah, and I think what you just said is right. For South to be successful tonight, they need to control the clock, control the ground game. They need to keep the offensive game up North off the field. So their ground game is very important. Obviously, Gio Oregon is one of the best backs in the state. He's 18th in the state in rushing yards. You're going to see a lot of his action. Normally, it's kind of, he takes it kind of in a wildcat situation. He likes to run the ball. They do like to have two quarterbacks. When you look at Oshkosh North, they like to throw it all over the place. Their quarterback is 22nd in passing in the state. So they're going to try to expose South. South's probably going to have to play some two deep safeties to control that passing game. Should be, like you said, a great contrast of teams.
Are you sure you're done? Talking about South liking to run the ball, when they do pass it, Oregon is, I think I got him 7 out of 8 on his passing. Now, that's not a lot,
Right.
So
they don't pass the ball much, but they do have a big target in Noah Groh. I mean, what's he, 6'6" or something like that?
Yes. And
he does provide a problem, if Oshkosh North fills the box, maybe he can sneak out and catch some balls.
Right. Big night tonight. 2003, 2004 South High football games. Very successful. Chris and I have fond memories of those teams. They're being recognized tonight. Dave Pfeiffer, the head coach at the time, is in the house.
Yeah, 1963 conference championship, which, Marty probably remembers when he was a kid. They ended up ranked here south at the time, #1 in state. It was 41 years later when there was a conference championship team here again, and those guys are being recognized tonight. It's the 20th anniversary. They went undefeated until the final eight game where they lost a tough game to Neenah 7-6. You're right, Marty. It seems
we
like
were there.
Just like yesterday, we were just covering it. It's hard to believe it's been 20 years. They went undefeated in conference. The year before, they lost a tough game in the first round of playoffs to this Oshkosh North team. We were there.
Yeah.
It is good memories.
At Titan Stadium on the University of Oshkosh.
Yeah, and
good
WSCS
memories.
was there.
Yep.
And it was, Coach Pfeiffer and his staff are here. Some of the players are here. Some of the names you might remember is Eric Donovan was a great back, ended up playing in lacrosse. He actually is
Where?
Yeah, he went to the dark side, not Whitewater. But he's actually went down to LSU, worked with the weight. Now he's in Wyoming. Another one you maybe remember is Tim Stubbe, the basketball player and quarterback of the team.
Will Hartman, can't forget about him.
Will Hartman, oh my gosh. Of all the years we've covered, talk about a kid that can go from one side of the field to the other. Played at the University of Wisconsin on the Badger team. I mean, there's so many kids. When I was looking at the roster, seems like just yesterday I remember some of these Valdez and Hoppert and Pfeiffer, and I mean, my gosh,
it was good times.
It was, and sure. It was. I still remember the scoreboard at the end of the night that night. When they posted the undefeated, the 2000. Somehow Phil Risto, who still does the clock, had it up there 2004 with the clock, and then 11-0, and it was. I mean, wow! It seems like just yesterday.
Yeah, it was great times, and we look forward to that celebration. We'll give you that. I believe it's going to be at halftime.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to a good game tonight. Hopefully the recognition of those two squads will help inspire the Red Wings for their game tonight. With that, we're going to step out, and we come back. We'll have the kickoff for tonight's ball game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sheboygan South High School. Tonight's game features the biggest Oshkosh Spartans in historic Sheboygan, South Wyoming. At this time, I ask you please direct your attention to the north end zone and welcome your 2020 24, Sheboygan South Redwings. For the playing of the national anthem of the Sheboygan South Pep Band.
We're back here at South High School getting ready to start tonight's football game. They're just a little over a minute left on the clock, but they're lining them up for an early kickoff, Chris. We had a long game last week with all the passing that went on. I think with South running the ball a lot, it could be a little shorter.
There's a lot
game.
of penalties.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Don't remind me of all the penalties.
South 1-3, Oshkosh North 2-2, 1-1 in league play. And here we go, Marty.
Kickoff is taken at the 15-yard line up to the 20 and staying on his feet and then getting knocked down at about the 18-yard line.
That was Trenton Justice, Marty. Good effort by that young man.
South is going to have the first possession, and
South player down right away.
We got a kid down, number 32, Colton Jackson.
That's another thing we had, Marty, at the last game. We had a lot of injuries.
That's what it was like here, too, that game that we did together.
We'll see what South comes up with on offense here.
For South, the kid that does the most throwing is Hayden Kiesau. He's 18 out of 40. We had mentioned in the opening, Geo, Oregon, was 7 for 8. But not a big play offensive setup.
Well, one thing we would like to see South to do is start fast. They have not scored yet in the first quarter.
Ooh,
so let's try to change that right away here. It's good to see Jackson up on his feet. Let's see if South uses that big offensive line, especially on that right side, Marty. They love to go right.
Logan Anderson is one of those big linemen. Isaiah Strutz is another. Tim Ackley.
Yep, Kiesau's back as quarterback, Marty.
Oregon alongside him. First snap, inside handoff, bouncing it to the outside is Oregon. He gets pushed out at about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, we mentioned he came into the game. 89 carries, 606 yards. He's averaging almost 7 yards per carry. 18th in the state in rushing. He had a huge game against East. They beat East a couple weeks ago, and last week, where I thought they might come with a win, they got a loss.
35 carries for 231 yards. Huge game. That first play went for about 4 yards.
Control the clock if you're South. Of course, he got out of bounds.
Another handoff off right tackle and push back at about the 30-yard line is Oregon again.
Kind of ironic, Marty, the 2003 playoff team from South played against Oshkosh North, and now when we're celebrating the conference championship team of 2004, they're playing Oshkosh North again, which, by the way, for South, this is their 5th team with a direction in their name.
I was going to say something in the opening. They're facing another direction
And
tonight.
guess what? They play North next week. They played West Bend West, Appleton West, Green Bay West, and Green Bay East, and now you got Oshkosh North. Next week, Sheboygan North.
Third down and about 4 yards to go. Off tackle.
Good carry. You know, that's just what you want, Marty. A little positive, get a first down on that first drive. No 3 and outs, no penalties. Penalties was a problem for South as well last time. And not going to the right side. That time they went to the left side.
Yeah, interesting. Good blockers up front. Inside handoff, trying to bounce it out, but Oshkosh does a nice job of stacking up the play.
Coach Mike
Rank
Rank
here.
here.
The bottom of the pile for Oshkosh is Harrison Bell. Second down and 9.
See if they have some type of play action this time. Maybe hit Grow over the middle. Nice simple pass.
Charlie White, also one of the offensive linemen for South. I believe we called Charlie's name a couple weeks ago playing defense too. Oregon, pass over the middle. Grohl leaping high, makes a one-handed catch and is chopped down, but he hangs on to the ball. Oh my.
Well, they listened to me on the play, but you're right. Grohl got chipped pretty low there by a safety, and that's a big, big injury.
That was
Grohl.
Oregon throwing the pass.
Grohl
And
came
give
in
him the
with
first
10
down,
catches.
So pick up a 9, Chris.
Yep. Another first down.
Well, you hope he's okay.
Yep, they need him.
On the season, Groh had 10 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown. The next closest receiver was Oregon with only 4 catches. But that's not the strength of South.
No, and Groh at 6'6" is a big target, and again, something that Oshkosh has to be worried about.
Chris Hine in the house.
He was on coaching staff that year,
Right, yeah.
20
was
years ago.
assistant coach.
We'll talk a little bit about that team, Marty. In 2002, South was 3-6, just 1-7 in league. And then 2003, they finally turned it around a little bit. We're 6-4, but 5-2 in league play. And as we've mentioned, they opened up against Oshkosh North at Titan Stadium, where we were at.
Yeah. Now, Pfeiffer was the coach back then, and like Barry Alvarez, struggled a little bit, get the program turned around, and had a lot of success.
He really got a lot of kids in the weight room, Marty. That was one of the things. I mean, he was a big fitness guy and someone who really dedicated himself to get kids into the weight room.
Hey, and you know what? You can stress that all you want. The kids got to buy in.
Yeah, and they did.
Exactly.
And they had a nice, like I said, when I looked at the roster, I mean, they had a lot of good athletes back then. And they bought in.
Chris, the water doesn't taste as good this week. I had to buy it.
That South team we were talking about in 2004 went 7-0 in league play. They beat second place Preble 28-7. Other notable games, they beat Sheboygan North 20-14 on September 10th. And their last game, they only beat East 12-7. Now, if I remember right, the coach at East was pretty good back then. I don't remember his name, but he was a good coach.
Maybe Chris Hine knows.
John Colt, that's right. That's right. That's a good job, Coach. Yeah, they had a good program at East, South outscored their opponents 376-160. And then, again, they had that 3-game streak in the playoffs. They beat Fond du Lac here, I believe. We were here for that game. Then we had to travel to Madison.
I remember that game. It was very cold.
Yes.
And I remember the cameraman, but I can't remember his name. Young guy, knew all the capitals of the states.
Yeah.
He was right outside the press box in front of us, and the wind was blowing in his face all day.
Cloudy, cold day in Madison. They beat Madison East 35-15, and then lost to Neenah 7-6.
Trainer coming out. This looks pretty serious, Chris. Groh has not moved much. Robert, why don't you take us to a break? Maybe take a minute or so.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
Helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
In the time it takes to play a new album, you can get answers to deep questions like, were all those clubs in your 20s really such a bad thing? Hey, no judgment, but it's possible concerts weren't music to your ears.
1 in 4 people over 20 now have signs of noise-induced hearing loss. So let's see a hearing professional and get those ears checked.
Answers are good. Your moves? Not bad.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, quit criticized and accused. Walk a mile in my shoes.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Deciding who to vote for is important. There are people, organizations, and foreign adversaries trying to trip us up, manipulate our views, and redirect or even discourage our vote. Whether it's bogus claims designed to stop us from voting or convincing digital fakes trying to sway our opinions, we all need to double-check our facts. Watch out for phrases that frequently accompany political disinformation like "make this go viral" or conspiratorial statements like "the media won't cover this." It's your vote, not theirs. Use it wisely. Be informed, not misled.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
It may sound funny, but hearing actually happens in our brains, not our ears. Our ears are like mail carriers that deliver sound, so our brains can figure out what's going on. So what is going on? Well, it's pretty simple. When our ears work better, our brains hear better. And that's a happier thing. Like Happy Dance, happier.
Hearing loss puts you at greater risk for dementia. So see a hearing professional and let's get those ears checked.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry.
Yeah.
And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
We don't cry, we don't take our piece of the
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Is that time yet?
We're back here at South High School. Nolan Groh was taken off the field on a stretcher. He did not look good. Thoughts go out for him. Hopefully he's okay.
Oregon on the carry there, Marty. Last thing you ever want to do when you come to one of these games is see someone go off on a stretcher, and like Marty said, our thoughts go out for Nolan Groh and his parents.
Oregon on that last carry, like Chris called, he got thrown down hard. Second down for South. Their ball is at the 42-yard line.
2 first downs for South. That's a positive.
Oregon trying to cut it back, but he's going to lose yardage. Great defense played. Getting off the bottom of the pile for Oshkosh was Hunter Davis.
Now we got 3rd and long. No Grow out there. You got a...
Hayden Kiesau comes in. He'll be, I suspect, taking the snap and possibly attempting a pass. South usually runs from a pretty tight formation. They have 1 wide receiver, that being Devin Pacek.
Maybe they could run a little out here, Marty.
Kiesau looking, and has to throw it away, incomplete. Good pass coverage that time by Oshkosh, and it's going to be a 4th down for South. They'll be forced to punt. When you look at Oregon on the stat sheet, he's all over the place. Punting, running, does some catches, does some passing.
I can barely hear you, Marty.
Yeah, I know.
I can hear you in the headphones, kind of, but not really.
Two return men back for Oshkosh. Kick is away. Ball taken at the 33-yard line, and breaking up the sideline is the return man. That was Dalton Clark, and he was one of the kids that I don't think we referenced in the opening, but when you talked about the big play possibilities, he was one of them. Clark, the leading receiver for Oshkosh.
Well, now you're going to see the Oshkosh North offense led by Bryce Ott, their dad. I assume his dad is the coach. He's one of the top throwers in the entire state. They have the 2nd leading receiver in state, Dalton Clark, which Marty just mentioned. You're going to have 2 deep safeties for South for sure, and they are setting up that way. They're going to air it out.
Jameer Scott, one of the top running backs for Oshkosh. And Ott is taken down, and we got a flag. A sack for South.
Struts
making
on
the sack, I believe that was number 72, Isaiah Struts.
It was, Marty. And good coverage by South downfield. Sometimes it's the secondary.
So they get credit for a 6-yard sack, and then the penalty on top of that.
What are they going to do here? Take the down or the yards?
It'd be a spot foul, Chris. I think they'd mark it off from the 48 and then go back.
Yeah, but would you rather take the down? That's the question, and they are going to decline it, Marty.
Yep, probably a good call.
They're you never know, because 2nd and 17 is in their grasp.
Scott in the backfield, quick out, and dragging tacklers as he goes forward is Charlie Clark.
No, that was Jackson. Was it Charlie Clark or was it Jackson?
I thought it was number
Anderson?
8.
8?
Or 6. Jackson Anderson.
Yep. Now we got 3rd and 8. See if South can get off the field here.
Flag.
And
I think South jumped offside. Offside on the defense at South. Well, very manageable now, Chris.
Yeah, and now you're talking 2 down situation. If it's an incompletion in 3rd and 8, they may not think about it, but 4th and 3, if they don't complete it here, they would probably go again.
Hand off to Scott. He's going to get hit in the backfield and taken down. A swarm of Red Wing tacklers. Scott loses yards, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, Scott, their leading carrier. And they're still going to go for it, Marty.
They feel pretty confident, that's for sure. They have 3 wide receivers off to the left, 1 to the right. Scott, the lone running back, alongside of Ott. Fake handoff, looking deep. He's got a receiver down there, and he makes the catch. Oh my, that was unbelievable, Chris.
Well, I'm disappointed because the safety was right there. He sat behind there instead of taking a chance to go get the ball, and big play.
Ball is all the way down to the 19-yard line.
On 4th down.
Hot back, he's got a receiver short, and he hits Logan Shuttle with that pass.
Yeah.
Pickup of about 7 yards.
And this is what the Spartans do. They throw the ball.
Clock running, 5:25 remaining in the first quarter. Hot hits man in the flat. That's Scott, and he's hit right at the first down marker. I'll have to see if he got the first down or not. Making the tackle for South was Nate Moore.
Third and a couple. Here we go.
Hot hands it off to Scott. He's trying to bounce it to the outside, and he gets wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage.
Guadalupe on
Making
the
that
tackle.
stop was Isaiah. Pardon me.
Yep, you're right.
Jesus Guadalupe.
Yep.
4th down. Another fake handoff. Ott looking in the end zone. He's got a receiver. It's off his hands, incomplete. South's defense holds.
Anderson right off his hand. I'll tell you, that was a good throw. And once again, a South player down. We've played almost 8 minutes, and 3 South players have been down on the ground.
You don't see who that
I think it's Charlie
South
White.
player is. Chris thinks it's Charlie White, number 52. This is not good, Chris. Yes, it is Charlie White. Well, pretty good defense played by South. I know they gave up the big play on 4th down, but they held. And Ott had a pretty good string of completions, started the game with 4 in a row.
Well, we got a minute. Let's talk a little bit about that 2004 conference championship team. You got to remember back then the league was a lot different. There was no Bayport, there was no Ashwaubenon, there was no Pulaski. There was no De Pere. It was just the original 8 Valley teams. I guess it's not the original 8 because I guess if you talk about the original 8, you're talking about like North and Central and Manitowoc, and Appleton only had 1 school. Oshkosh only had 1 school.
Yeah,
Green Bay had 2.
Has changed, hasn't it?
Green Bay had 2 schools, but Appleton had 1, Oshkosh had 1. Fond du Lac was in the league, but back in 2004, it was just 8 teams, North, South, Manitowoc, Preble, Southwest, East, West, and Notre Dame. And I was mentioning the fact that how talented that team was. I think we won the baseball league in 2004. I think South was second.
Okay.
Or tied for first with us.
We, you mean North High School?
North and South, yeah. Both teams are really good.
Good shot by Richard Bartson, our up cameraman, showing Charlie White being able to go off the field under his own power. It's 1st and 10. Ball's on the 11-yard line. And we had a motion penalty. I think that's going to go on South.
Oh, boy. Penalties the other day. A couple weeks ago when we were here, hurt them for a while.
It's a second penalty.
And without Grow, I'll tell you, you're going to have to get some help from other people because you're not going to be able to just run because Oshkosh is just...
Yeah, they've bottled up Oregon pretty well so far, Chris.
Well, and they got 9 guys in the box.
Kiesel looking, lobs it over the middle. It's intercepted at the 27-yard line. And getting knocked down was the interceptor, Jackson Anderson. Not a good pass, Chris.
No.
And it's going to be
his 4th
Oshkosh's
interception.
Ball on the 15-yard line, so he gathered it in at about the 27 and returned it down to the 15. That's a 12-yard return on the interception.
4th interception for Kiesau, Marty.
Oshkosh's offense is back on the field in great shape. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. And again, South jumping offside.
It's a 3rd penalty on South in 8 minutes.
Jamar Scott alongside Ott. Ball is thrown out on the side, and making the catch was Jackson Anderson. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. I thought they got him out before that, but apparently not. So touchdown pass, Ott to Anderson.
Yeah, he just ran 9 yards, turned around, the ball was right on him. South was way back in the end zone, and they could not make a play. So Anderson with a touchdown.
It's his 3rd catch of the night.
Shooty, excuse me, it was Shooty, wasn't it? Or Anderson.
Placement,
okay.
And the kick is up, and it is good. 7-0 Oshkosh with 3:46 remaining. Did you have Anderson on the catch, Chris? I thought it was number 6.
Okay.
Seven nothing Oshkosh. That pick cost them big time. Too much of a short field.
Very much so.
Back when I was a sophomore in high school, Chris, Oshkosh had one high school at that time, and we played them in like their 3rd or 4th game of the year. They had not been scored upon. Their defense had shut everybody out. Guess who scored the first touchdown against that team? Moi. I beat Erickson, the baseball coach.
Yep.
The catch is made at the 3-yard line. Trying to get to the outside, but just too many defenders. And taken down at about the 15-yard line.
Well, he caught the ball, Marty, turned upfield, and there was 5 white shirts there. I don't know if any of the black shirts put a hand on the white shirts. Well, he's going upfield. He's looking for his pals to block.
Yeah, you got to get a little better blocking than that. I think it was Justice on the return.
Yes.
And the South spreading it out a little bit, Chris, in this formation. 2 wide receivers, left and right. So on the handoff inside, but Oshkosh is right there to bottle it up. Oregon on the carry picks up 1. 2nd down and 9. Keesaw getting the play, trotting into the dugout, into the huddle. Same formation as last time, 2 wide receivers left and right. Keesaw. Hand it off again. Oregon gets it out to the 15-yard line. Third down and 7. Well, it isn't like watching that East game 2 weeks ago when they were just gashing their defense. Oshkosh North very good defensively.
Well, and they got 9 guys in the box, and when they're so run heavy, you can just see even the ends are watching for the run as opposed to the pass.
Fake little lob in the middle, a catch is made, but for little gain. Keesaw to Oregon, not much there.
Well, they tried to set up a screen there, Marty, but there's no blocking down up at the line.
Very short. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Trotting out late to get into the formation was Ruiz. Get another cover guy out there. Oregon's punt is away. Making a catch on the run and going out of bounds was Dalton Clark. We've called his name twice on punt returns, but nothing on catching balls tonight.
Another 26-yard punt. And this game has been played on the north end of the field the whole time, Marty.
And that's not a good thing. Oshkosh will have it 1st and 10 on the 30.
Well, I guess that's not true. They had that sack that put Oshkosh back, but pretty much the north side the whole time.
3 wide receivers off to the right, Ott the inside of the 3. Quick out. Receiver avoids 2 tacklers before he's finally knocked down at the 21. 9-yard pickup.
Anderson again. And the South defender was there, but you got to make the play.
Yeah, you're not going to do much
just
on defense with that kind of tackle.
Yeah, Anderson just ran right by him.
Scott on the handoff. He's got room to the outside. He gets there. He's going to take it in for a touchdown. 21-yard touchdown run. Scott and 13-0.
And again, another play by Jackson Anderson as he had the seal block on the outside.
Both teams lining up for the extra point.
He can kick it to
Good placement.
Manitowoc, Marty.
Kick is up and good by Krings. Chris, I thought it'd be a little closer. You didn't think it was going to be that close, and so far it looks like you're right. South has to clean some things up.
Well, they're there to make the plays. They just have to make the plays. They had a good opening drive, 2 first downs, and that kind of clamped down. Couple penalties on South, and
the way Oshkosh North plays defense, you know, you tack on that 5 extra yards with your offsides and all that kind of thing. It makes it just that much more difficult.
Absolutely.
South is thrown the ball 4 times for 2 completions. Oshkosh North has attempted 7 passes and completed 6 of those. 4 of them going to Anderson. Krings also does the kickoffs. Ball caught at the 5-yard line by Justice, and he's going to get tackled at the 15, maybe inside the 15-yard line. You know what I think, Chris? I think Oshkosh is pretty quick.
Yes.
I mean, they, you know, great job on coverage.
See if South can get something rolling like the first drive. It's going to be hard, though, with those 9 white shirts up in the box.
That's right. You know, if the word gets out, put 9 in a box because South doesn't pass. That's what we'll probably see next week when they play North. Sheboygan North. Kiesau in at quarterback. Alongside him is Gio Oregon. Hand off inside. Oregon trying to bounce it to the outside. And he gets it out past the 15-yard line. There's a fumble, and it's lost by South. Another short field for Oshkosh. Oh, boy. Ball is spotted on the 17-yard line. First and 10. Like a lot of mental mistakes, Chris.
I don't understand why it's a penalty. Oh, illegal substitution.
That's going to go on South. You know, talking about illegal substitution, I thought that was more for offense and defense.
Well, it doesn't make any sense because they can run off the field, Marty. They can call it after, but...
A quick out. The catch is made.
Shooty.
Chris is calling that, I think that was Charlie Clark.
No, number 2. Logan
2?
Shooty.
Got it. First down. Ball is spotted on the 7-yard line. Give him a 10-yard pickup. Clark on the handoff, trying to take it up the middle, but he's stopped. Good defensive play down there.
Guadalupe in there again, I think Ackley, but I think you're right, Marty. With their speed, they should be able to go to the outside, not the inside. And Marty, that's the quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter with Oshkosh on top, 14-0.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Mom's doing time for dinner.
Oh, it's terrific.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
You crank it and the beat just moves you right down the hallway. Why not? It doesn't hurt anyone. But listening too long and too loud can actually hurt your hearing. Excessive volume in earbuds, stadiums, and at concerts, even loud machinery, can damage hearing in just 15 minutes.
1 in 5 people 12 years and older now has some kind of hearing loss. So see a hearing professional and let's get those ears checked and boogie on.
I am so glad you ladies are here. You each have your own rooms.
Thank you.
Is it okay to call you Mom?
Of course you can.
Tight formation by Oshkosh. They run it right up the middle. And getting close was Scott. They're signaling touchdown, but the officials are not.
We're on the other side of the field.
They're going tight. Scott again, trying to wheeze his way through, and he does weave it right into the end zone. Touchdown for Oshkosh. And it's 20-0, waiting for the extra point. Too easy, Chris.
All deflated when Grohl went out of the game, Marty.
I'll give a little credit to the offensive line of Oshkosh. Lucas Davis, Everix Blessant, Ryan Kinenter, Mason Geiger, and Isaac Natsky. Good job by those fellas. What does South got to do? I mean, obviously they got to play better defense, but offensively, Chris, what does South need to do?
Back-to-back turnovers, Marty. That doesn't, fumble, punt, interception.
So you're saying eliminate the turnovers.
Well, they had that nice drive going, and then Grohl got hurt, and everything just bottled down. Ever since then, it's just kind of been downhill for the offense.
Grohl was hurt on a 9-yard reception, made a great catch, was really hit down hard. Not an illegal hit, just a good hard hit. And he was taken off on a stretcher. We do not know his status right now, but like we said before, we hope everything is okay with Nolan. Kring's getting ready to boot it down to Justice and Oregon. They're the two deep return men. Kick carries back to the 5. Fumble, picked up. And Oregon is hammered out of bounds. Big hit that time by Oshkosh's Ethan Kuhn. Our crew tonight, we have Richard Bartson on the top camera, Greg Zablocki on the field camera. Robert Ingram, his last day at the station, is our director tonight, and Eric Wiesman is doing graphics alongside Chris Wright. I'm Mike Martin, hoping that South can get it closer than 21-point difference. Oregon bottled up. He snuck by the first tackler with a good block by his lineman, but a lot of guys fill in the gap, and he only goes for 1 yard. Chris, I have him for 10 carries and 21 yards. Keesaw coming into the huddle a little bit late. Justice making his way out to the slot position on the right side. 3 receivers to the right. Keesaw is nailed. Never saw that one coming. He's hit at the 16-yard line. Loss of 3.
That was a pop.
That was. Third down and 12. Be nice if they could get Oregon the ball in space, but that has not been the case so far tonight. Keesaw tucks it in and gets it outside the 20-yard line, but that's going to be far short of the first down.
Good effort there by Keesaw, though. Hopefully he can get some of those positive yards later.
Oregon punting. Anderson, one of the return men out there, number 6. Kick is away, and letting it drop was Anderson. Now he picks it up at the 25. Gonna try to get to the outside. Picks up a block, and there's a South player down. It was a blindside block.
And that's bad.
And there'll be a penalty on that.
There's 2 penalties, Marty, on Oshkosh.
I didn't see. Can you pick out the number of that kid, Chris? Is that
he
Justice?
Said, I'm fine. He didn't want to come out.
Yeah, 24 Justice was the player that got hit. Trenton Justice, 5'11", 165 junior. The referees are talking about what's going to happen. What do you? I think the second flag happened on the sideline, correct? So
it could be offsetting penalties, Marty. I don't know.
Looks like it's going to be offsetting penalties, Chris. Now they got to figure out where they're going to put the ball.
They might have to punt again.
You know, in talking to some of my umpire friends from back in the day, they did, basketball, football, they did all the sports, but they said of all the 3 sports, the hardest test was the football one. Here we go. Illegal chop block on Oshkosh. Unsportsmanlike conduct
and a personal
on
foul
South.
on South.
So offsetting penalties. They're going to do the kickoff again, or the punt again.
Repunt.
Holy cow. I was wondering, Chris, what they would do, for placement of the ball, and it's simply to redo the play. It was a pretty good punt by Oregon, got a great roll. And Anderson a little late on his decision to pick it up and run, but all for naught. Good snap, kick is away. Anderson with the catch. He got the corner, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Oshkosh, again, is going to start with good field position.
Yeah, and about a 30-yard change of field possession, Marty.
Ott still at quarterback for the Spartans. Logan Shuttle is the wideout on this side, and inside of him was Jackson Anderson, but he had a timeout called. Chris, I didn't see this coming.
Well, I'm just, I think Oshkosh North is pretty good, and they'll probably be third or fourth in the league.
They came into tonight's game 2-2. They lost last week to Menasha 20-0. That's what gave me a little bit of hope. South had a tough game last week. They played Green Bay West and lost 34-0. North is up at Green Bay West tonight. Be interesting to see how they do. Pretty much the same formation for Oshkosh before the timeout. 3 wide receivers on
You're
the
talking
right
about
side.
an Oshkosh North team that scored over 40 points 3 times this year.
Yeah,
So they're well on their way again.
Hot looking, going deep. He's got a receiver wide open and in for the touchdown. Untouched was Logan Shettle. 40-yard pass, Chris.
Hold everything.
Hold everything. Holding.
Of course it's on South.
South, play stands. Forty-yard gain. Third catch for Shuttle. 8 out of 9 for Ott passing. Charlie Clark doing the holding. Another good snap. And kick is to the uprights and good. And with 8:30 remaining in the first half, Oshkosh is up 28-0. We have some notes here for the game, and I mentioned early on
that South is a heavy run offense, but when you get down by 28 points, you got to change things up a little bit. It's going to be a tough goal for them. The interesting part about the first half is Dalton Clark coming in with 19 catches. Hasn't caught one yet tonight. It's been his teammate Shettle with having a big night.
Well, was that from before? Was that from before they declined it there and added it to this? Would be my guess.
The other wide receiver that's caught a few balls is Jackson Anderson. He has 4, Shettle has 3. Ball kicked into the end zone. You don't see that very often in high school football. South will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Hey, Chris, this has nothing to do with high school football, but you know the new kickoff rules for the pros? How do you do an onside kick?
You have to announce it, and I think you can only do it in the last 2 minutes of the half.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I believe.
All
Don't
right.
quote me on that.
Okay. Well, I don't know, so I'll trust you this time.
They're taking our football game away, Marty. With all the different onside kick rules, the kickoff rules. All for safety, I
Doan
guess.
in the ball game for South. He saw as a wide receiver to the far right side. Oregon takes a direct snap, tries to bounce it to the outside, but he's not going to get away from Andrew Oler. Pick up a 1. So far in the first half, Chris, I have Geo Oregon with 11 carries for 22 yards. His long carry was for 6. Another direct snap to Oregon, trying to bounce it to the outside. Got past one man, but not the other. And again, I believe it was Oler who knocked him out of bounds. Picked up about 2 on that play.
2nd and 9.
14 rushes to 4 passes. Two wide receivers out to the left this time. Faking a pass was Oregon, then he runs it up the middle, and they're trying to get the pile
Awfully
going
close,
forward,
Marty.
and they get it out to the 30. This could be a first down.
Yes. Move the chains.
It is going to be a first down.
We saw Oregon a couple weeks ago off the field about 3 times.
Eight-yard carry. Two wide receivers off to the left again, and then we get a late whistle right before the snap, a penalty. Going to be too much time by South to get the play off. And I believe that's their 6th penalty of the game. If you want to look on the bright side, Chris, of the penalties, they've only been 5-yarders except for the one that was, offsetting. First and 15. Oregon trying to bounce it to the outside. Very little gain.
You know, Marty, he basically touches the ball every single play. They don't hand the ball off to anybody else.
And if they kick off or receive kickoffs or receive punts, he's
well, I'm just saying, even when he was, Kiesau's in the back, he's got the ball. He's the only ball carrier. I mean,
yeah, you got to get. He wears down just like you and I do.
Well,
from
that's
announcing.
another. I mean, you gotta at least give it to Justice every once in a while, don't you? There you go.
Up the middle, not much there.
But somebody else carried the ball.
Justice on the carry for South.
Now another injured South player, Alex Mendez. He's bent over.
That was the first carry for Justice. No gainer.
Taking a lot of time, Marty.
They had one delay a game. Kiesau, the wide receiver on the left. Up the middle, Oregon. It's up about 3 or 4 yards on the play, not much. Another player down.
2 South players down.
Oh, boy.
Ackley and Anderson. Oh.
Robert, why don't you take us to a break?
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Man, it's lonely. Going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Ackley and Anderson coming off the field for South. Hopefully those two players will be okay. Big guys out there, Chris, when you get
530 pounds
like
off. 530 pounds off the field.
Not like when we played, huh? I weighed more than the 2 guards. Our biggest kid on the team, I think, was barely 200. Fourth down and about 14. Back is Clark, number 11, and Anderson, number 6. Oh, almost blocked, but referee is looking for his, he never pulled it out, Chris. Isn't that going to be a penalty, roughing the kicker?
Yeah,
there it goes, finally. Stop was made by South's Nick Neiman, but took forever for the official to throw his flag on the kick. It's kind of like in your pocket when you got that nickel and you can't find it. I know for me it's dimes. Personal foul, roughing the kicker.
Should be a first down. Move south to about the 44-yard line, I would think. 43-yard line. I'll tell you, South has got... They got players on the sideline in jerseys. We lost 3 big players already.
Yeah, this has been a tough first half for South. Ball is going to be spotted on the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 for South.
Draining all the power of their voice.
Kiso in the backfield. Getting his teammates lined up. Oh, high snap. It was Oregon, I believe, on the carry. Not much. We've already had 2 turnovers by South. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Justice, the slot on the left side. Oregon picks up a block, looking to throw it. He fires it straight up in the air, and it's going to go out of bounds right by the cheerleaders. Too much pressure, Chris.
Well, you lost 2 of your offensive linemen, Marty. 2 of your offensive linemen, and Keesaw doesn't have a very strong arm either. Hate to say it, but the facts.
He's good on the shorter passes, but not 15, 20 yards down the field.
Well, and there you got 9 in the box.
Tight formation by South. 3rd down and 10. Kiso fires it out of bounds to avoid the sack, and it's going to be 4th down.
And there's another guy down.
Oh my. I think that's...
I think he was the intended receiver,
Evan
Marty.
Pacek, I believe.
But he never got over there.
Athletic trainers getting too much of a workout tonight, Chris. This is not good. I want to thank the Beacon for getting an article in the paper about our broadcasts. If you haven't seen it, it goes like this. Sheboygan South is honoring the 2003 and 2004 football teams when the Redwings host Oshkosh North on September 20th. Coach of those teams was Dave Pfeiffer, and he will be in attendance with his family. All players and their immediate families and assistant managers and trainers, administration, anyone associated with those squads are welcome back as well. That would be the announcers, Chris. Some of the standouts from back then include Will Hartman, who went to play at the University of Wisconsin, and Eric Donoval, who is currently a member of the Wyoming Strength and Conditioning staff for football. A social in the South Commons will be held from 5:30 to 6:30. Game time is 7 o'clock, and another social afterward is yet to be determined. Where do you think that would be?
That was already.
Major leagues?
No, they already
No,
went.
after the game. It says about after the game.
That I don't know.
4th down, Oregon punting again. Actually, when I referred to that article that we got it in, I was actually talking about the article about WSCS doing football this season. I want to thank the Beacon for getting both those articles in there. It's nice to have a paper that covers local sports. First and 10, Oshkosh from the 40-yard line. Charlie Clark is the widest of the receivers on the right side. Inside handoff to Scott, and he gets it out over the 50. Nice run by him. Good blocking downfield. Trotting off the field for South is big number 70, Jesus Guadalupe. He had a penalty on the play, it looks like. Personal foul. Horse collar tackle on South. A 15-yard penalty.
I thought the signal was for this.
Scott again on the carry, breaks loose, and another chunky yardage gain by Scott. He had 10 on the last carry. Give him about 14 on this. He's got 50 yards and 7 carries so far. First and 10, ball on the 21-yard line. Oshkosh on the move again. Scott looking. Some pretty good blocking up front, but he is pushed back after about a 7-yard gain that time.
North content to keep it on the ground, and why not? They're getting big yards.
Clock running. It's been all Oshkosh in this first half. Scott still in the backfield, at the quarterback, and the wide receiver on the left side took off a little too soon. Should we mention his name, Chris?
Could have been Davis over there, Marty.
It was. I wasn't going to say it, Chris. But here's a good case what we were talking about before. They can, take care of those 5-yard penalties because of their explosiveness. Good little pass and catch, and getting around to the outside and scoring a touchdown was Charlie Clark, and that's way too easy, Chris. 20-yard completion.
Up until the fourth quarter, it stops for everything. So out of bounds, timeouts, and scores. Fourth quarter.
Wow. For Clark, his first catch of the night.
No. It's not.
And Oshkosh on the board again.
Second half, it'll be a running clock if they make this.
Right, but this was a score. The clock does not start because
Extra point is good with 2:08 remaining. It's Oshkosh 35, South nothing.
But because there is a score. What's that? Correct.
We'll be back here next week when North and South play in their crosstown rival game.
Hopefully South has some players left.
Yeah, a lot of injuries tonight. Chris, next year North and South are going to be in separate football conferences. How does the North-South game pan out then? Is that going to be like one of the first games, or?
I do not know.
Maybe
I would
if,
assume it'd
Chris
be probably one
comes
of the
up,
first two, yeah.
you can ask him what the plan is. That's certainly one game you don't want to eliminate from your schedule for either school.
Yeah, the clock will run in the second half. The only time it'll stop will be change of possessions or scores. Other than that, incompletions, it'll just run. And again, for sportsmanship, that's the way it is.
A low liner taken at the 8-yard line. Justice out over the 25.
He's open. He
Breaks
could go.
loose. He's down the sideline. One man to beat. And the kicker can't get him. Justice is going to go. Touchdown, Sheboygan South. 92 yards.
Well, we won't worry about the clock running now.
What a play. You know, Justice did a good job of
Are you
avoiding
kidding me?
Krings' attempt at a tackle.
Are
And a
you
little
kidding
juke
me?
to the inside and
It's
then, cut out.
35-0, Marty, and they called a penalty.
Oh my. No.
Gee whiz.
Oh, come on.
Unbelievable.
Really?
I guess they wanted the running clock in the second half.
Oh, my goodness.
He was
from
way
the
beyond. Never mind.
37-yard line, they're going to mark off a penalty.
And he
We
was
don't know what
beyond
it's for
that.
yet.
It was not even part of the play.
They're winding the clock. We never did see what the penalty
Why
was.
are you
did
winding the clock? You shouldn't be winding the clock until the ball's put in play, correct?
That's what I would think.
Oh, unless we're doing because of the 35-point lead.
Still. Oh, man.
That's unbelievable. That's just.
Well, finally had something positive for South and
Yep.
get a penalty. Inside handoff. And, late hit out of bounds, yes. The late hit was
The
by
clock
Ethan
runs.
Kuhn.
Clock keeps
Oregon
running
on the
even though it's
carry.
out of bounds because of the score, Marty.
Not even for penalties? Penalty is being marked
Now
off
South
all
could
the way out.
South could use their timeouts here,
Right
Marty.
at the 50-yard line.
South could use their timeouts, but they're not.
Hand off to Oregon. Takes it off right tackle. Picks up about 4 yards.
Now there's a timeout, but now it's going to be too late.
Timeout by South. A little bit late, though. They should have
And
called it.
Coach Rank is going to get a penalty for
Off the sideline.
unsportsmanlike with the official because he wanted a timeout. So it's just getting from
Yeah.
worse to worse.
Sideline penalty on South. It's like we're going 16 against 16 different players out there. The 11 Oshkosh North and then the 5 striped guys. Oh my. And that's going to be a 15-yarder. Last week we referred to all the penalties as oopses. We got South with 8 oopses so far this half. Keesaw on the carry. And he gets stood up and stopped. And that is going to be the half. We're at halftime here at South High School with Oshkosh on top 35-0. We will have the recognition for those 2 South High football teams, 2003 and 2004, when we come back.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills. Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
In the time it takes to play a new album, you can get answers to deep questions like, were all those clubs in your 20s really such a bad thing? Hey, no judgment, but it's possible concerts weren't music to your ears.
1 in 4 people over 20 now have signs of noise-induced hearing loss. So let's see a hearing professional and get those ears checked.
Answers are good. Your moves? Not bad.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with him. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to
Sheboygan South High dancing.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depressing stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason. Thank you.
A place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
It may sound funny, but hearing actually happens in our brains, not our ears. Our ears are like mail carriers that deliver sound, so our brains can figure out what's going on. So what is going on? Well, it's pretty simple. When our ears work better, our brains hear better. And that's a happier thing. Like Happy Dance, happier.
Hearing loss puts you at greater risk for dementia. So see a hearing professional and let's get those ears checked.
At this time, we will recognize former players and coaches in attendance from those two historic South football teams. Fullback, Jacob Gilman. Wide receiver, Tony Canales. Defensive back, Alan Conrad. Kicker, Zach Cotter. Linebacker, David George. Linebacker, Ben Hendricks. Linebacker, Andrew Hopper. Offensive lineman, Rashad Jones. Defensive lineman, Travis Young. Offensive lineman, Chris Justice. Offensive lineman, Trevor Klavacek. Offensive lineman, John Lindsay. Running back, Chris Nava. Tight end, defensive lineman, Jacob Pfeiffer. Defensive back, Matt Pfister. Defensive back, Grant Renselman. Defensive back, wide receiver, Andy Shane. Offensive lineman, Adam Sontag. Quarterback, Tim Stubbe. Defensive end, John Valdez. Kicker, Brent Freaky. Wide receiver, Lucas Wilson. Wide receiver, Travis Wilson. Defensive lineman, Steven Zaletta. Members of the coaching staff, defensive line coach, Jamie Berlin. JV coach, Coach Mulbrook. Defensive back coach, Mike Rank. Linebacker coach and defensive coordinator, Coach Chris Hine. Quarterback coach, Carl Beckham. Wide receiver coach, Jim Renzelman. Head coach and offensive coordinator, Coach Dave Pfeiffer. Let's give one more round of applause for the players and coaches from the 2003 and 2004 Sheboygan South High football teams.
Trying to get a picture. We'll try to.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry.
Yeah.
And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
We don't cry. We gon' take our piece of the.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Punch time for dinner.
Oh, it's Rebecca.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
You crank it and the beat just moves you right down the hallway. Why not? It doesn't hurt anyone. But listening too long and too loud can actually hurt your hearing. Excessive volume in earbuds, stadiums, and at concerts, even loud machinery, can damage hearing in just 15 minutes.
1 in 5 people 12 years and older now has some kind of hearing loss. So see a hearing professional and let's get those ears checked and boogie on.
I am so glad you ladies are here. You each have your own rooms.
Thank you.
Is it okay to call you Mom?
Of course you can.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because it felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
we try something new?
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
It may sound funny, but hearing actually happens in our brains, not our ears. Our ears are like mail carriers that deliver sound, so our brains can figure out what's going on. So what is going on? Well, it's pretty simple. When our ears work better, our brains hear better. And that's a happier thing. Like Happy Dance, happier.
Hearing loss puts you at greater risk for dementia. So see a hearing professional and let's get those ears checked.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If anyone knows the joy of rescuing animals, it's me. Just ask my rescues, who are all very important members of my family. Your life can also be forever changed by adopting a shelter pet. And it's not just about the happiness your pet gets from finding a loving home, but that which you'll get from bringing them into your life. The heroes at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years. You can learn more at AmericanHumane.org.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair into hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
Back here at South High School, getting ready to start the second half. Some statistics from the first half. Oshkosh only had 173 yards in the first half, but those couple of turnovers where they got the ball deep, they didn't have to go very far. 126 yards passing, 47 yards rushing. South, only 58 yards in the first half, Chris. 11 passing on 2 for 6, and 47 yards rushing on 22 attempts.
Well, and they had 20 yards on their first drive, Marty, so 38 yards after that. Oshkosh scored the last 5 times they had the ball. And they get the ball to start with, and we're going to have a running clock here. Clock will only stop.
Passing for Oshkosh, they were 9 out of 10, and those 47 yards rushing happened on only 9 carries. So a little over
they
5
came in
yards.
averaging 259
Kickoff is
yards
short,
passing.
bounces on the 15, taken at the 20. And weaving his way through to the 44-yard line was the return man, Logan Shettle. Ball actually bounced at the 25 and was taken at the 20. Very nice program at halftime, recognizing the players from those two teams.
I recognize a lot of the names, Marty. I recognize a lot of the names.
Stubby looked pretty different to me.
What?
Stubby looked pretty different to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time, but it doesn't seem that long, Marty.
Pleasant memories for sure. Sergio Perez playing center for Oshkosh. Hand off to Scott. He gets knocked down at about the 49-yard line. Give him about a 7-yard pickup.
Yep, the clock will only stop on change of possessions and scores. That's the rule. And it will not start again, or they will not go back to
right,
stopping
so if they score a couple touchdowns, South does, it still continues to be a running clock. 2nd down and 3. Ott still at the controls. Nope, take that back. It's not Ott.
No, it's Probst.
It's Noah Probst.
And there's us
And
going
a
for a
breakaway.
touchdown.
Right in the middle of the crowd, and he broke right through and scores a touchdown. Number 5, Jamad Thompson Shreks. That was a 49-yard run, Chris? 48?
40, yes, 49 yards.
All right, they said 49 down below, so we'll go with that. We won't quibble over a yard. Chris might, but I won't.
We were watching this kicker, Marty, at halftime. He was hit one from 50 for a field goal, and he's only a junior.
He's got a future in kicking, I think, Chris.
I believe so.
And right away, Oshkosh is on the board again. They are explosive. Got to give them that. We'll be right back here next week when South will host crosstown rival Sheboygan North. That's a 7 o'clock start. Our broadcast will come on the air at about 10 to 7. And look forward to that.
Hopefully some of these Redwings are healthy enough to play.
We heard that Nolan Groh had a knee injury. That's what we heard. Whether it's season ending, you know how serious we didn't know that. If we get any information before we sign off, we'll of course let you fans know. That fine Mason Krings, he's a big kid, 6'2", 165. Kick is going to be taken at about the 9-yard line. Fumbles it forward and knocked out of bounds was Oregon. Be 1st and 10 for South. He didn't get a good whack at that one, Chris, the kicker. He's kicked him in the end zone earlier in the game. Must be getting tired. All the extra points and all the kickoffs. 1st and 10 for South. Ball at the 19-yard line. High snap, handoff to Oregon. He breaks through, gets it out over the 20 to about the 22-yard line.
Oregon's had some big plays, but it's hard to run against 9 guys in the box.
Yeah, I think the longest run was 8 yards. And whistle stops play. The longest pass play was 9. It was that first catch by Groh where he got hurt.
And now South has 2 of their big offensive linemen out of the game. So you got backup linemen with Ackley out and Anderson out. That hurts.
Ninth penalty on the Red Wings. Handoff and kept by the quarterback, and he's going to get sacked for a loss back to the 10-yard line.
Austin Decker, a sophomore.
What's his number, Chris?
38.
He's second down.
Another legal procedure penalty, Marty. Bring up 3rd and 21.
Ay. Another 5-yard penalty. 7 5-yard penalties, Chris. It's a good shot by Greg Zablocki.
Scott on the catch.
Not much there. Oregon on the carry. Lost a couple. Kick is away. It's high, not very deep. It's a good bounce for South. And then the North runner, return man, tries to pick it up, and he fumbled it. That was not a smart play by Orlando Montgomery.
That wasn't smart at all.
You don't need to be a hero in a 42-0 game.
Well, then again, maybe he doesn't get a lot of chances, so.
Yeah. So what? No, I understand where you're coming from. Just trying to make a play.
Yep.
And I don't believe he was back there returning punts in the first half.
No.
So he's getting that opportunity like you mentioned.
He'll be told at film study.
Probst at quarterback, Trey Chapman running back alongside him. Handoff, turns the corner and breaks loose. Good run by Chapman. They could become a run-heavy offense here, Chris. About a 20-yard pickup. Ball spotted on the 19-yard line. Seems like no matter who's out there, Chris, the offense moves the ball.
Yep.
Another handoff. Breaking up the middle, getting it down inside the 10-yard line again was
Chapman. Just
Chapman.
A sophomore.
Chapman, 5'11", 165 sophomore. Good job, Chris. Give him a 9-yard pickup on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Oshkosh's quarterback is just a junior, Ott. So when he's got all next year yet, too,
Yeah.
coach's son.
You know who that's bad news for? Noah Probst, the second-team quarterback. He's a freshman. Inside handoff, big hole, getting it down to the 5-yard line was Chapman. First and goal. Ball spotted right on the 5-yard line. Inside handoff. Nope. Probst keeps it. Little option play. Oh, it's in there for a score. The offensive line pushing from behind. Move the pile right into the end zone. And touchdown for Noah Probst. Oh. It's not what I expected, Chris. I know I mentioned this earlier, but Oshkosh has got a real good football team. They're going to be force in the conference.
Top 4. They should make the playoffs. You got Notre Dame, who's, I believe, ranked number 1.
Illegal substitution on Oshkosh.
Menasha's probably 2nd with North, Sheboygan North, and then Oshkosh North, Sheboygan North should be a good battle.
It's more like a field goal attempt now, Chris, from the 15. And no problem.
Not the way he kicks.
49-0. Oshkosh. We were talking at halftime after the program about some of the players that were announced, and I remember Jonathan Valdez being a good baseball player.
Yep,
and
excellent.
Stubbe, you mentioned before the game, good basketball player. Yep. And Pfeiffer's son.
Jacob Pfeiffer.
Good baseball player too.
Yes, very good athlete, Jacob.
What I remember most about those teams is Dave Pfeiffer didn't feed the ball to Jacob very often, but when they needed a first down and a big catch, they went to him pretty consistently, and he always seemed to come through. Back deep to return that one. Return the kickoff is number 22. We don't have a name for that young man. I think I called him Edgar Ruiz before.
I remember Lucas Wilson was a pretty good receiver.
Yeah,
Travis
right.
Wilson was pretty good. Jacob Billman, that fullback, he could play too. He could
That
carry
kick
the
is
rock
in
a
the
little
end
bit
zone.
for that 04 team.
One of the famous Billmans.
Andrew Hoppert, he was on that team. He was also a catcher. Excellent catcher.
Did he play basketball also? Remember Hoppert? Maybe not.
Maybe.
Oh. Here's our list. Jamie Berlin, Mike Rank, Chris Hine, Carl Beckham, Jim
Steve
Rensman,
Zoletto
Dave
played
Pfeiffer, the
baseball
coaching staff.
as well.
What seems interesting in the coaching staff and what they coach, Mike Rank doesn't seem like a defensive back coach to me. Oh, snap goes over the head. And racing back and picking it up before it rolled in the end zone was Keegan Linz. So go from the 20 all the way back to inside, right at the 5-yard line, 4-yard line. Second down and a bunch. Pass is complete, but the receiver taken down right at the line of scrimmage. I didn't get the number of the
catch there
quarterback,
was
Chris.
Scott.
Who is it?
Number 10, Antoine Scott on the catch.
Austin Decker, 38.
Yep. I think Leighton Hamilton is in the game, Marty. Freshman.
Oh, the defense opened wide open in the middle, and taking it right up the middle is Decker. Still quite a ways from a first down, but a nice pickup. That's the longest run of the night for South. Jesus Valdiva back to do the punting. And one of the return men is Tyler Farnsworth for Oshkosh. Kick is away. Good roll. Going to get down inside the 45-yard line. They're going to mark it at about the 42.
Fog rolling in, Marty.
Pardon me?
Fog is rolling in. I've seen this before here.
Yeah. Did you watch that Bear game when they were playing the old Soldier Field? You could hardly see the field. Got so foggy.
There's
Clock
a good
is
shot
running.
of the
There's
fog,
45
folks.
seconds left. Yeah, look at that. Good shot by Greg Zablocki.
We won't see him by the end of the game.
Richard Bartson running the top camera. There you go. Eric Weisman doing graphics, and Robert Ingram, last night on the job with WSCS, is our director.
And Oshkosh is not going to snap it, Marty. That's classy.
10 seconds. Chris, they got all the substitutes on the field, right? Why don't we have the substitutes up here in the booth?
They wouldn't hear each other either.
That's the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play, Oshkosh North way on top.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
The power of the knock is food. Your stew's delicious. I'm 88 years old, and I was with the Ice Capades when I was young. Now, being as old as I am, I lose balance. I don't like ending up this way, but what am I going to do? I got Meals on Wheels for the 5 years that I've been here. It's nice to know they come, and if you feel like talking, you can talk to them. I could talk for forever. They're totally a blessing.
Logan Hamilton, father of one of the players out there, stopped in the booth and let us all know that Noah Groh has a broken leg and a dislocated
Did you say Leroy
knee.
Hamilton or Logan? Leroy Hamilton?
Leroy, isn't that what I said?
Logan, his son.
Oh, okay. As long as I didn't say Alexander. Nice run is going to be called back. Holding on Oshkosh.
I think that's like one of the first penalties on Oshkosh, except for that crackback penalty.
It is their 5th. But South has twice as many. Ropes looking deep, fires it down the field. Receiver is wide open. And making the catch down there was Amari Davis.
A little shocked on the pass. Coach Rank is also not happy about it.
Can't blame him either. First and 10 Oshkosh, handoff. Running back gets ripped down. That was Chapman again. It's going to be 2nd and 4. Give him a gain of 6. Wide receivers left and right, 2 to the right. High snap over the head. Picking it up is the running back, Chapman, and the flag comes out again.
I think they're going to get Owen Stephanie here on the hold, number 73.
Call on that one, Chris. Official asking if he wants to take the penalty. They do. They're going to push him back. 15-yarder. $15, $20, $25, $30. 1st and 30. Probst back looking. Got a receiver out there double covered. And right at the end, the South player grabbed a hold of the receiver, and that's going to cost South 15 yards. That was, when we talk about not good plays, that was not a good play there, Chris.
Not a fan of the passing, Marty.
Keep it
not
on the ground.
Not a fan of the passing at all. You're up 49-0, and you're throwing long passes down the field. I understand it's 2nd and a mile, but does it matter?
Really?
You turn it over or punt it?
Some fun. Chapman in the backfield with Probst. And there's a handoff. Gets met near the line of scrimmage. Muscles forward for about 3 yards. Ball spotted on the 33-yard line. 3rd down.
You know what I want to do is see an incompletion here, and then I want to see a field goal attempt.
They might give him a chance, too.
There's a run.
And off to Chapman. He gets by a tackler. He's not far enough for a 1st down, but has a good gain. Goes from the 33 to right about at the 25-yard line.
I would have rather seen the 53-yard field goal.
It's 4th down and about 6 or 7 yards. Oshkosh gonna go for it. Oop. Snap mishandled. Prope's trying to get to the outside, and he really can't do it. He's spun out of bounds near the 26, a loss of 1. And it'll be South's ball.
And here comes the South offense. Probably for the last time today.
Gabriel DeWitt out there playing in the line. Big number 78, Dante Gomez, also in there.
Got some freshmen out there, Marty.
Interesting, Hayden Kiesau is out there as a wide receiver. He's in the slot on the right side. No running back next to Decker. Now they're going to call a timeout.
I think they're going to try a little trick play there, Marty.
Alex Mendez, I think, was supposed to be out there on offense. They were going to, well, if it was a trick play, they only had 10 players out there.
Well, I was going to say I bet you they're going to put Kiesau back, do a double pass.
Ah, yeah.
Because he was in the slot.
He's been in the slot a lot tonight. He's been out at wide receiver. Coming off the field is Marion Hamilton. Is that Leroy's son too? See that? Too short. Only 5'9". An old program. All right, I'll pull up the most current one if you want me to. Layton Hamilton. 1st and 10 South.
Fumble the snap, Marty.
Who's got it? Get a penalty, illegal procedure on South. That's going to save them from a turnover.
Well, to be honest with you, there was no penalty until he motioned illegal. He rolled his arms and then threw the flag after.
He's on South side, second half. They're
he
all
called
on
the
Oshkosh's
penalty,
side in the first half.
rolled his arms like in illegal motion, and then took the flag out of his pocket and threw it on the ground.
Well, officials are going to have to do some laundry after this game with all those yellow flags on the field.
Oh my God.
Another whistle. Clock continues to run through all these penalties. Coming in is number 67, Cameron Spitz. 5'10", 220, the junior. And checking out is Gomez, number 78. Quick out, the ball is tipped, caught by Hayden Kiesau. Kiesau's first catch of the game. Picks up maybe 1 yard. Third down and long. Option play. Decker with a good pitch out to the running back.
First time we've seen that option, dropped. Marty.
Running back on that play was Alex Mendez. Mendez picks up about a yard. Decker going deep and reaching over the top of the receiver was Mason Krings, and he's going to get called for pass interference.
Stick to kicking, son.
Well, I was going to say I'm not a real big fan of that call. I'm
not a fan of that call either, but I'm just saying that was the kicker that had the penalty.
The one kid whose name we didn't call very much tonight is one of their better players, Dalton Clark. He plays a lot of defense and only caught one ball tonight.
I didn't even see him today, Marty.
He was out there on some of the return business.
Yeah, I know.
But you're right. I wonder if he's hurt.
He was one of their leading tacklers too, and I don't remember seeing much on defense.
3rd and 1. Decker goes up a little bit too high, not able to catch it. Was Parker Ninneman. That's Marcus's son. Remember Marcus Ninneman?
Yep.
2nd team all conference. He got ripped. He should have been 1st team, no problem. Marcus, one of the assistant coaches, he always stops over and says hi. Kids went to Wilson.
Okay.
Inside handoff, but hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped. Oh, let's throw another flag. That'll make the boys behave. Chris is rolling his eyes, and I can understand why. Should go against the defense.
It did. Under a minute, Marty.
Oh, boy. If they wait long enough to march off the yardage, we won't have another play. "20 seconds left.
There we are, Marty.
Call is going to be spotted right at the 50-yard line.
That should do it.
Official is not looking at the clock. And that will do it. Oshkosh North comes in and lays a whooping on the South Redwings. 49-0. Chris, some comments?
Nope.
My
next
comment
week
is
it's another
my
week.
comment was I can't wait for next week when we get the North-South game. We look forward to bringing that to you. Thanks for watching. For the crew and my partner Chris Wright, I'm Mike Martin saying thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.